I would choose two primary teachings. One is to teach the joy of learning Torah, the joy of learning Gemara, the geschmack of learning Gemara, and the fact that a Torah lifestyle, and living that lifestyle, is not a burden, but it's the way you'll be happiest. We believe the paths of Torah are the paths of pleasantness and peace. And if Hashem tells us this is the way we should live our life, and He loves us, then we'll be happiest and have the most meaningful lifestyle and the most wonderful family if we follow the tenets of Torah.
Well, the Rebbeim, they make it a lot more exciting, because they show all the different sides. The machlokas actually comes out. It's as if we're actually saying the machlokas in class. So they're bringing the Gemara to life in our classroom. It's definitely inspiring that all the Bachrim in the yeshiva, they care about their learning. You can see it when you walk into the base measures. I don't think there's ever nobody in the base measures. I think there's always somebody learning in there. They always learn with enthusiasm. You could always see it on their faces that they're enjoying themselves.
Rabbi Klein makes the Gemara dynamic, and he makes it alive, and he makes you interested, and he yells, and it makes it very lively.
Rebbeim and MBYLA are very smart and friendly and personal and warm. My Rebbe is Reb David, and I really like him. He has incredible knowledge of all the Gemara. He always comes to share very well prepared, and he never says anything unless you can see he's been carefully thought every word before he says it. If he doesn't know it, he'll say he doesn't know it. And usually even if you ask him a question that's kind of on the periphery, he is there with it already interested in.
What helps me have a geschmack in learning is definitely the enthusiasm that their Rebbeim bring. They're always very excited, and they make the learning excited.
This year it's just so much fun that I'm just ecstatic every time I'm in the yeshiva.
My Rebbe, Rabbi Klein, when he teaches a Gemara, he normally makes there be a lesson behind it, and he enhances that lesson behind it, and he makes it make an impact on me.
The second teaching, which is the mantra of the yeshiva, and perhaps the raison d'etre of the founding of the yeshiva, is to dispel the myth that if I'm not going to be Klei Kodesh, if I'm not going into the rabbinate or chinuch as a profession, I don't have to be as big a Talmid Chacham, and I don't have to be as devout, as frum. That is such a fallacy, which is undermining the quality of our communities. We need doctors and lawyers and engineers who are equally versed in Torah as the Rebbeim. That's the message of Torah, is to scream from the rooftops. Don't leave it to a priestly class. Every single Jew has to be a Talmid Chacham. Every single Jew should be equally committed to a Torah lifestyle. And no matter what you're going to do, when you're in high school, you really don't know. So each person, during these 4 years of high school, which is when we have our primary relationship with the students, we tell them, you don't know where you're going to end up, but it makes no difference how you're going to end up. Either way, you have to be a big Talmid Chacham.
I think it's very valuable that MBY opens the doors towards essentially any direction a person can want to go. We already have experience from the few graduating classes that we have of a very diverse number of people going to any yeshiva. I've heard from people that have never even heard of MBY until they met someone from MBY, and then they say, oh, you're so well-rounded, you must be able to go anywhere you want to.
Other people are telling us, oh, you're in yeshiva, they think, okay, so you're ditching all your secular studies, but then you say, no, I'm actually, I'm looking forward to going into psychology, or kids are looking forward to becoming into computer sciences, and they're just completely astounded.
With this hashkafa, the outlook of the yeshiva being so important, it presented a tremendous challenge of who are we going to bring in to be principal for general studies. The bracha that we had to be able to find somebody like Rabbi Benjamin Geiger, who really embodies in his own persona these attributes, a Talmid Chacham, a serious Ben Torah, somebody who's well-versed in general studies, and somebody who is committed to really make the general studies at MBY the best it can possibly be, is a tremendous blessing.
I hope that my contribution to MBY will be in a general fashion, not just to be able to strengthen the secular studies program and to oversee the teachers, but to help the boys with their growth, to make them well-rounded, and to help them to fulfill what Maharishi Yeshiva, Rav Yaakov Weinberg Zatzal said, which is if you do anything in life that you do that is the correct thing to do. You have to do it well. And that means that they should apply themselves as well in the afternoon as they do to their learning in the morning and at night.
The general studies at MBY are something that I think is unique to yeshiva with such serious learning. We now have the addition of Rabbi Geiger, and he definitely helps with keeping decorum in the classroom, which we never had a problem with.
I've also found that the parents trust the yeshiva to be directing their children and their boys in a way that will create B'nai Torah, and that really they're interested in making sure that their young men are getting all that they can out of the yeshiva.
My favorite general studies class is probably math, because the teacher that we have is Mr. Grimes. He really makes it interesting.
I'm a mathematics teacher here at MBY, geometry, algebra 2, and pre-calculus.
My favorite general studies class is math, and the reason is my math teacher, Mr. Grimes.
I've been here at MBY for, I believe, 7 years now. I've had the opportunity to see the school actually grow. When I got here, there were only 2 grades. I found the boys to be truly boys, as you would find at any other school. They like sports, they like drawing, they like to talk.
My favorite general studies class is math for 2 reasons. 1, because I've always loved it. 2, because Mr. Grimes is just an amazing teacher. My math teacher was always very helpful and encouraging. She was always happy to help, and she helped me find my online courses. She was a great help.
My favorite general studies class is definitely history. Mr. Shapiro is an amazing teacher.
PE is always something that comes unique to MBY. I don't think a lot of other schools have gyms like we do. The equipment is incredible. The coach really shows you what to do and helps you eat healthy. He helps you definitely get stronger in life.
My favorite general studies subject would probably be government. Mr. Brewer is a very interactive teacher. When we go over the material, he makes it exciting. Government could be very boring, and he makes it exciting.
When I first came into MBY, I realized that there was a lot of ruach, and that there was shiva generated, and that the rebbeim also generated, and every bacher also helped create. And it was really a good atmosphere for me to be here.
Showing to MBY is definitely a big deal. It's taken very seriously. I make the challenge. It becomes a center of attention, definitely, and people love it.
Living in the dorm feels just like I'm at my own home, like I am with brothers that we're just so close. There are, I think, 7 kids in the dorm. Most of us are from La Jolla.
It's amazing to be in the dorm because you could discuss with all the other people in the dorm what your issues are and what's going on and how yeshiva is, and you really have friends to talk to, and each bacher could grow at his own pace in the dorms, and it's an ideal place for a benter to grow up in.
I think the achdus and the part of the yeshiva creates this warm feeling that everybody feels a part of each other.
Davening in general is really nice in the yeshiva, and it gets you really enthusiastic, gets you really into davening. So some of the things that are special about the yeshiva are all the extra parts of it, meaning like there was a Malava Malka with the slichas afterwards. There we had a Simchas Torah, which was nothing like I've ever had before. The whole ruach, the whole atmosphere is really, really nice.
MBY makes learning very geschmack.
MBY is a family. Everyone is rooting for each other. It's the rebbeim, Rosh Yeshiva, the Rebbetzin.
No yeshiva could be really complete without a mother figure taking care of not only the bachrim in the yeshiva, but the rebbeim and the hanhala as well. And From the moment I walked into the yeshiva, the Rebbitzin was warm and welcoming and took that role in making sure that the boys have what they need and that they don't have what they don't need.
The Rebbitzin cares about everyone, definitely. Yeah, she makes sure everyone's okay.
The whole school is just like a family.
It's just an enjoyment to be here.